couple years, Grant Hill, Allen Houston, and the rest of the team would make major improvements. Hill's stats increased across the board, and the Pistons had a season where they won 54 games. However, in the 6 seasons Hill played in Detroit, he never saw any playoff success. The Pistons never got past the first round. In fact, they only won a total of 4 playoff games in the 6 years he was there. There was a bunch of problems with this team. Overall, offensively, defensively, they were always in the middle of the pack, which isn't bad, but it's not good. It's not enough to contend. When it comes down to it, Hill's supporting cast was mediocre. His best teammates included Allen Houston, Joe Dumars, who was pretty old at that time, and later on, a young Jerry Stackhouse, who was chucking up shots like crazy. Also, believe it or not, the Eastern Conference in the 1990s was very, very tough. For example, the Pistons won 54 games in 1997, but they were only the 5th seed. They never had home court advantage in any series during the Grant Hill era.
I'll leave that guy open because he's like, he doesn't score, so.
Individually, Hill was still great. He was a 5-time All-Star and 5-time All-NBA by the age of 28. He led the team in points, rebounds, and assists for multiple seasons. That's all very impressive, but little did everyone know his career was about to go downhill faster than you can blink. So where did his downfall begin? Well, it was actually in Detroit during the 1999 to 2000 season, which turned out to be his last season there. Hill had the best individual season of his entire career. He averaged a career high in points with 25.8. The Pistons revamped their roster, brought in some younger guys, and hoped that they could provide Hill with the help that he needs. Unfortunately, their plans changed. On April 15th, 2000,
You.
When the playoffs started, it was clear that Hill had not fully recovered from it and his ankle was still bothering him. But he played through it. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Well, it turns out it was worse than everyone thought. Halfway through Game 2, Hill left the court and did not return for the rest of the series. Additionally, he was training to participate in the 2000 Summer Olympics, but his ankle was still bothering him. Now, the concerns were real. In the 2000 offseason, Hill was unrestricted free agent, and he decided to let him go. His ankle injury was part of it, but it was mainly because they felt like he already reached his peak. In 6 seasons, he really didn't need his team anywhere, despite picking up great numbers. The Pistons did not feel comfortable giving him a massive contract, so they agreed to do a sign and trade, sending him to the Orlando Magic in exchange for Bucky Atkins and Ben Wallace. In Orlando, him and Tracy McGrady were expected to be the next great duo, but unfortunately, the worst thing that could have happened, happened. Something was clearly wrong with Hill's ankle. It was just not getting healthy. Now, I know I've talked about how popular he was so many times already, but I gotta put this in a different perspective. In the 2000 to 2001 season, Grant Hill played 4 games for the Orlando Magic, just 4, and he was still voted in as a starter for the All-Star game. Hell, that's crazy. He was up there with MJ.
What's good, bro?
In terms of popularity. Anyway, from 2000 to 2004, Hill got 5 different
Oh, okay.
left ankle and played only 47 games during that time. The worst of which happened in March of 2003. That surgery resulted in an MRSA infection, which was potentially fatal. That caused him to have a 104-degree fever and spent a week hospitalized in the intensive care unit. He said, my temperature rose to 104 degrees, then 104.5. I'm lying there, shaking, breathing. Now I can't control my body. They rushed me to the hospital. I'm on a gurney. They tell me to count backwards from 100. They're holding my arms down.
Is it kettle corn?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Why, you don't want anything unless it's kettle corn these days? Getting spoiled, have you?
I'm not saying that, I'm just saying, like, it's my favorite popcorn,
I
so.
know it is.
Will you come in my room later?
Joe,
Like around.
think about that garbage.
I forgot. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Will you come in my room a little later?
Yeah, later.
After the surgery, Hill missed the entire 2003-04 season recovering and going through rehab, and it was unlikely he'd ever return to his former self. In an interview, he said that with his out and
I'm so tired.
about being an all-star again or one of the best players in the game, you think, will I ever experience to feel what it's like to celebrate with teammates after a game-winning shots, or that feeling of dejection when you walk off the court after getting blown out by the Bobcats the other night? I know that sounds crazy, but damn it, I'm glad I felt that hurts. I cherish everything now. It was a great response by Grant. He knows that what he went through was terrible, but he felt blessed to have the opportunity to still go out there and play with his team. And it turns out his recovery went very well. In the 2004-05 season, he made his comeback. He returned to the court and looked like the old Grant Hill we all know and love, even making the All-Star team again. He was even voted in as a starter once again. Everyone was excited and grateful that he was able to recover and play basketball again. Unfortunately, in the following season, he got a hernia and had to get another surgery. And there was also something else he had to fight against, and that was age. Even though Hill recovered very well, age is still a thing. He was 33 years old at this point. In the next few years, he would transition into a role player, averaging about 12 points a game. With the Phoenix Suns between 2007 to 2011, he was completely healthy, the healthiest he's been since his days in Detroit. And even at an older age, he still found ways to contribute. In 2013, Hill announced his retirement from basketball, capping off an amazing career. And that's all, folks. That sums up the story of Grant Hill, one of the greatest and most popular players of all. Penny Hardaway had all the tools of a superstar. In fact, he was a superstar. One of the biggest superstars the NBA has ever seen. Remember all those commercials back in the day, the little Penny commercials? Remember his signature shoe, the Nike Air Penny? At the time, his sneakers were more popular than every other player's, well, besides Michael Jordan. Penny had the flashy play style on the court and the swagger off the courts. He was an incredibly marketable athlete, and everyone believed that he would become the next all-time great. Keep in mind, he came into the NBA shortly after Michael Jordan announced his first retirement in 1993. Penny was drafted in 93 and immediately viewed as the guy who was going to take MJ's spot and take over, because frankly, we didn't know if Jordan would come back. Unfortunately, Penny's career would fall off pretty drastically by his late 20s, even after an incredible start. How's it going, folks? My name's Andy, and today we're going to talk about the downfall of former NBA superstar Penny Hardaway. But before we start, I'd like to give a shout out to my sponsor, SeatGeek. SeatGeek is an app that aggregates ticket prices from all over the web to help you find the best deals for games, concerts,
Only trade I've been around for this team to make
prices marked in green are good,
was
while the
trading
ones in
Hendricks
red are
Cobb
bad.
for
I've
Jonte
used
Porter.
tickets before, and the process was very smooth.
Which freed up some cap space. Not enough though, we didn't keep Enes Kanter. I don't care that we lost Gordon Hayward. I care that we lost Enes Kanter. And lost
Drafted with the 3rd overall pick in 1993.
Romeo Langford, because we could have used the young piece and a veteran center.
Earlier, the league and the fans were deprived and shocked after Jordan retired, and they wanted somebody else to be the new face of the league. Penny, and then later on Grant Hill, they would be the guys fighting for that spot. So originally he was drafted by Golden State, but then they did a trade, sending him to Orlando along with some future picks for the #1 pick, Chris Webber, pairing Penny with a 21-year-old Shaquille O'Neal. His ball handling skills were amazing for a player of his size, and his phenomenal court vision is what separated him from other guards of his class. Initially, everyone was comparing him to Jordan because of their similar heights. But as his rookie season progressed, he was compared more to Magic Johnson. They were were both super tall point guards, and back then, that was very uncommon. Nowadays, we're starting to see a lot more taller guys running the points, bringing the ball up and down the court, but what Penny did, it was amazing to see and very rare at the time. According to Shaq, in an interview,
R.I.P. Kobe, my dude. R.I.P. my nigga Kobe.
I was adamant to management. I said, hey, if you don't get this guy, my deal is up and I'm going to look to do different things. So help me, help you. I knew what Penny could do. They listened to me. It was the right thing to do. Speaking of Shaq, this was his second year in the league, and while people were paying more attention to Penny, Shaq really made the jump into a legit superstar.
Who would have thought a company that makes turntables would come forth with supplies for the frontliners?
At the end of the day, it's not about making money.
In the 1993 to 94 season, he averaged
Gotta play against the Miami Heat.
Robinson for the scoring title. Unfortunately, the young, inexperienced
Wow, the Wizards are in the playoffs. Funny, because they stole Gordon Hayward from us.
Reggie Miller
Oh, figure, where did Enes Kanter go again? Because I forgot.
to the start of the 1994 to 95 season, and there was a bit of controversy with Penny. He was really holding out for a really big contract with the team. He wanted to be paid like the best player in the league, even though he wasn't. I mean, he had a great rookie season, averaging 16 points over 5.
Oh, and the Lakers are freaking going stupid this season because they got Rudy Gobert, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James, and Mike Conley. Legit star front court. Oh, he went to the Mavericks. Wow.
That's a pretty long contract, but keep in mind that most contracts were usually very long back then. Even so, by average annual salary, this made Penny the highest paid player in the league, earning about $7.7 million a year. Then, shortly after signing it, Penny said, "With the team we have assembled, our expectations..."
He's averaging 6 and 6. Still playing bad defense, getting even more turnovers, shooting less efficiently. Why? Because he doesn't have facilitators like me and Kemba. All he has is Luka Doncic, and that's the only facilitator they have. Jalen Brunson, not a great facilitator. Derrick Rose, for some frickin' reason, coming off the bench. I don't know why. I'd be starting him. This is a good team, though. They made some key additions. They got TJ Leaf and Gallo at power forward. They got way too many power forwards, though. Why'd they get Nico Melli and Jonathan Williams on two-way contracts? That's kind of stupid. Maxi Kleber, TJ Leaf, and Delino Gallinari. Guys, tell me in the comments that's not a good power forward rotation. Like, that's a great power forward rotation. You got a young guy in TJ Leaf. You got somebody who's been around since 2018, but is 29 because he played pro somewhere else in Cleveland. And then you got Leaf, who's not very productive, but he works hard. And then you got Gallo, who's like an amazing stretch for maybe a 3, oversized 3, or a stretch 4. I don't know. They got Dwight Powell, Enes Kanter, and Kristaps. Well, Kristaps isn't unhappy there anymore. He's getting his rebounds and his blocks, so I guess he's not unhappy there anymore.
But according to Orlando's former vice president, John Gabriel, that wasn't true. The Magic actually countered the Lakers' offer with a bigger one of their own, offering Shaq a 7-year, $130 million contract. Years later, in 2014, Horace Grant said that their relationship fell apart.
Kyrie, upcoming free agent.
Not because of money.
Comment if we should bring Kemba off the bench and sign Kyrie. I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that. He would ruin our chemistry.
Felt like Penny was overshadowing him in Orlando, even though Shaq was always
KD. Now, he would be a fun player to play with. But I'd rather have the emergence of Jaylen Brown, to be honest. He's already 33. Poirier went to the Denver Nuggets. Appreciate it, Zion.
It all culminated early in the 1997
In Apex, probably
suffered a left knee injury, causing him to get surgery and miss over 60 games.
I'm sorry, I don't do sub for subs.
Never go away, and when Penny did
Sorry,
come
bro.
back, he looked nothing like before. The explosiveness,
I'm sure Apex Pro will sub to you though.
finished at the rim, it was all not completely gone, but he lost most of it.
Apex Pro, you got me on this one, right? You'll sub to him, because I don't do sub for subs.
Back then, Penny's injuries were a huge
Oh, these aren't characters. These are real play. Most of these are real players.
wrong and what was going on. However,
So I wouldn't call them characters, but
had his first real knee injury
most of these are real players, bro.
1996 in the playoffs. He was facing the Pistons in the first round, and something happened with Joe Dumars. Penny recalled, "It was in 1996. Joe Dumars, I'll never forget it. I was going up for a rebound, and he slammed his knee right into the back of my knee. I don't even know if he knew that he hurt me, and from that point on, my knee never felt the same. It just hit me right in the back of the bone. As I extended, he was going for the rebound, and he slammed it right into the back of my knee. I'll never forget the pain. I finished the series, and we went on to the Eastern Conference Finals, but it never felt the same. It ended up being a torn meniscus, but it just never felt the same."
I hate
Years later, Dr. James Andrews,
because the thing is, I don't support sub for sub.
over the years, he studied Penny's injury history extensively.
But if I have like him in here,
It was very difficult
I know he's a nice guy, so I'm pretty sure he'll do it. But I'm not gonna do it because I'm not
cartilage injury, an injury to the smooth
somebody that does sub for subs. Because I don't
back then. We didn't really have
I don't believe in having to do something for some
an MRI.
doing something for me. Like I believe if I do something for you, you shouldn't have to do something back.
When Penny returned in 19
Like so if I sub to you, I'm not gonna just ask you to sub back to me. You know what I mean?
before, and the Magic eventually traded him in 1999 to Phoenix.
Like I sub because I like the content. I don't sub because I want subs back. You know what I mean?
2000, which worked out for like 1 year, and then Penny got
So I suggest you stop doing that, cause like don't send anyone else in here talking about those sub back. I'm not gonna ask him to do this for anybody else.
Nothing more than a role player. He would spend the twilight years of his career with the Knicks, but he missed the
You know, like I mean Apex Pro.
needs.
I honestly think you should just unsub to him, to be honest, cause that's just not right in my opinion.
Total of just 704 regular season games. That's roughly 50 games a season. But if we take out
Because like that's just not right, to be honest, to just take advantage
Penny averaged just
of me and just
per season. That's crazy.
basically make me sub
He missed nearly half the season.
just to get a sub. Like
His career was so good that he was still
why would I want to do that?
three-time All-NBA by the age of 26, and even won a gold medal in the Olympics. He was for sure on his way to a Hall of Fame career if it wasn't for the injuries. And who knows, maybe he will get in eventually. And that's all, folks. That sums up the story of Penny Hardaway. A tragic downfall to an otherwise incredible player. Even though his peak was so short, even shorter than Grant Hill's, he was still so popular. Even today, he still is. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on him, and what's your favorite Penny Hardaway highlight? What's your favorite moment? Thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll see you next time.
No, I'm not saying you are. I'm saying that the guy that wanted me to sub to him is. Because like you can't
There's been a ton of great NBA defenders throughout history.
you can't just sub to me
Defensive player.
and then expect me to sub back. You know what I mean, Apex Pro? I'm not saying that you're doing it. I'm saying the other guy's doing it. I'm just typing that in chat for a warning, not to single anyone out. Yeah.
At the start of this millennium, the NBA had its fair share of cocky players. Gunners who wanted the ball in their hands as much as possible. Yet, if you can back your words with your play, it's not a secret that Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson were among the league leaders in points per game, in part because they had to believe they could score every time they were on offense. Yet, one player may have topped even their level of cockiness. Enter Gilbert Arenas. What up everybody, my name is Stefan and this is Heat Check. Let's get into it. The 2012 NBA Draft wasn't the first time that the Golden State Warriors managed to find a player in the second round that would prove at least a better fit, and at most, a better player than the guy in the first round. Taking Draymond Green with the 35th selection in 2012 after Harrison Barnes had come 7th and Festus Ezeli 30th can be considered the younger cousin of what transpired in 2001. In that year's draft,
I'll be right back, guys.
65 to Jason Richardson with the 7th pick. Don't get me wrong, Richardson had a more than solid stint in the Bay Area, averaging more than 18.5 points per game there in 5.5 seasons. Yet, at the start of the second round, the Warriors took Gilbert Arenas, who had averaged 15.8 points at the University of Arizona. Agent Zero had decided on that jersey number in college because, as he said, 0 is the number of minutes people predicted I would play my freshman year in college. Entering the league,
I'm back.
Arenas had a solid first season statistically.
Oh, I'm so tired.
Second round league standards, with averages of almost 11 points, 3.7 assists, and 1.5 steals, while hitting 34.5% of his three-point attempts. His 32 points against the Los Angeles Clippers on March 21st, 2002 didn't make many headlines, mostly because the Dubs lost that game and because the team was once again awful, ending the season with a 21-61 record. However, it did show that Gilbert had potential. Arenas' rookie campaign showed a lot of promise, so when the new head coach, Eric Musselman, came in the summer of 2002, he made the guard a starter, a decision that would have major consequences. Agent Zero justified the coach's trust in the best way possible. Starting all 82 games, the guard's production increased so much that even the casual NBA fan now knew his name. Arenas averaged 18.3 points, 6.3 assists, and 4.7 boards per game, and even slightly improved his three-point accuracy despite attempting almost 4 threes per contest. Somewhat ironically, his best game that year may have come against the Washington Wizards, which included Michael Jordan in his final year. Arenas gave Jordan's team all they could handle, scoring 41, including 4 three-pointers in a Wizards.
I'm so tired. I don't even want to play.
Not by accident. Check out the interaction that MJ and Gilbert had in '99 that he still remembers to this day.
I'm just gonna try and talk, try and stay awake as long as possible.
And no discredit to the player, but when he told me the player's name, I was really pissed. So he was like, yeah, you remind me of this player, you know, that played with me. And I'm like, oh, Scottie Pippen? Yeah, Scottie, yeah. He was like, Randy Brown. And I said, who? He was like, Randy Brown. Randy Brown, like, what are you talking about? First of all, I'm scoring 40 a night against high level. All those guys that's right. You got Darius Smiles, you got all, these are #1 guys that are in college too. And you're calling me Randy Brown? Like, I'm Some fucking defensive guy? What the fuck are you talking about?
Knowing what we know now, you can see why Arenas was particularly motivated.
You remind me of this guy I played with.
Sponsor.
This
So,
is like Scottie Pippen, He was like Randy Brown.
Cash
I was
and
like,
gift cards
who?
by sharing
Randy Brown.
thoughts about topics like politics, public affairs, brands, or products. Now they have an ongoing
Talk about fucking Randy Brown having it.
So, go check it out. It's free to join, then you earn points for completing those surveys, and at the end you can exchange those points for cash. So then you can buy LED strips like I did back there, or just have a great night out, or do whatever you like with it. So yeah, click the link in the description and start making money. Thanks YouGov for sponsoring this video. Back to the 02-03 season, though the Warriors had a solid, by their standards at the time, 38-44 record, they once again missed the playoffs. Arenas, however, at an individual level, was starting to live the dream. He received the NBA's Most Improved Player award and had several months prior been named Most Valuable Player of the Rookie-Sophomore game during All-Star Weekend. Because he was a second-round pick, several months had a solid, by their standards at the time, 38-44 record, they once again missed the playoffs. Arenas, however, at an individual level, was starting to live the dream. He received the NBA's Most Improved Player award and had several months prior been named Most Valuable Player of the Rookie-Sophomore game during All-Star Weekend. Because he was a second-round pick, the capped-out Warriors were unable to match Washington's 6-year, $64 million offer to Arenas, who had completed his 2-year rookie contract. The so-called Gilbert Arenas rule would be introduced several years later to prevent such situations in the future. Agent Zero, for his part, had decided on heading to Washington after he'd reportedly flipped a coin to determine whether he would join the Wizards or the Clippers.
Clippers, Washington. Which one? Do I really want to go all the way East Coast? Or do I want to just stay home? Let me flip this coin. Whatever it lands on the most, I'm going to go opposite. It landed on the Clippers. So, let's go to Washington.
Though his first year in Washington wasn't that different statistically from the previous season, with averages of 19.5 points, 5 assists, 4.5 boards, with 37.5% accuracy from deep, it didn't include a point game. This time against the Orlando Magic. Arenas, though, once again failed to be a part of the postseason. The following season, however, everything would be different. Gilbert once again upped his scoring, this time to as many as 25.5 points per contest, leading the Wizards to the playoffs, alongside Anton Jamison and Larry Hughes for the first time since 1997. Expectedly, he made his first All-Star team that year and was even named to the All-NBA third team. In the playoffs, the 5th-seeded Wizards faced the Chicago Bulls, with Game 5 being the most interesting and, in a way, his coming-out party on a national stage. With the game tied up at 110, Arenas gets the ball and moves everyone out of the way, shoots over 2 guys at the buzzer, and swishes the game winner. The Wizards defeated the Bulls in Game 6, but were afterwards swept by the Miami Heat, led by Shaquille O'Neal and Dwayne Wade. The following 2 seasons, though, is when he became a household name. Per game averages of almost 29 points, 6 assists, and
I don't know.
36% from 3 on 7 attempts over those 2 campaigns.
I'm not even sure, man.
The story. Rarely did a day go by without Arenas being in the focus of fans, media, or other players alike. Whether it was him yelling out hibachi, signifying that he was cooking defenders on a hot grill,
You know, and then I shot it, and I was like, hibachi, and it went in. And the guy turned about, what? You just got hibachi. You just got burned. The arm is a hibachi, so when it gets hot, you can't stop it. So that's why I said, like, when I'm shooting, you're sticking me, you're getting cooked.
or his blog, possibly making him the only athlete to actively blog, Agent Zero was in the public eye more than ever. Most interesting, though, was the so-called Vendetta Tour against Mike D'Antoni's Phoenix Suns and Nate McMillan's Portland Trail Blazers, the 2 coaches that were part of Team USA for the 2006 World Championships, from which Arenas was cut and didn't make the team, and ultimately won the typical Gilbert Arenas style, he tried to go all out against them. So against Phoenix, Agent Zero went off for 54 points, including 6 for 12 from deep, in a 144-139 win for the Wizards. Though he didn't fare well against the Blazers, as they focused strictly on him defensively, what's crazy is that the Suns game wasn't the best one that season. It was the Kobe Bryant-led Los Angeles Lakers that were on the receiving end. 5 days prior to the game against the Suns, Agent Zero had exploded even more. The 60 points, 8 assists, and as many rebounds in LA in a 147-141 overtime win for the Wizards made even non-NBA followers Google his name. Again, in his style, Arenas bowed down to the crowd and Staples at the end of his flashy performance there. Yet, perhaps his most cocky move came against the Utah Jazz several weeks later. He scored 51 points, but what he did on the final possession is possibly the most memorable image of him for fans to this day.
Yeah, you're right.
And turns around and ends up to celebrate as the
You're right, I should get some rest. It is early though, I don't think I should go to sleep yet.
Done with the game on the line. Needless to say, Hibachi was an all-star both years.
Appreciate it, big guy.
2006, when he also made the All-NBA third team again, and 2007, when not only did he make the second team, but also finished 8th in the MVP race. Despite all of that, the Wizards never made it past the first round, because both years they were eliminated by the LeBron James-led Cleveland Cavaliers. The fact that the 2006 matchup is a highly competitive duel and that Arenas averaged 34 points over the 6 games was no consolation to both Agent Zero and the Wizards.
Appreciate it, big gun.
Points and 47.3 minutes per game averages even meant Gilbert was the playoff leader in those categories. When it comes to the 2007 sweep though, it is a result mostly of the sad fate that would plague Arenas perhaps until the end of his career. In April of 2007, right in the prime of his career, the guard injured his knee, which forced him to miss his playoffs.
I bet.
Not only that, but in 07, 08, and 08...
Oh, hell no. Get out of here, Ben. You're a pedophile.
2008,
Yeah, I saw, Ben. I saw your freaking sex offender profile. And you hate autistic kids. Well, guess what? I'm autistic. I'm special needs.
I'm gonna call you right back, Joe.
Wait, no, no, Dad. The pedophile is back.
On your channel?
Yes.
Which one?
You know Steve Murgy or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy, he's back.
Get off of me. Get away from me.
You know that is not true. We all know that's true, Ben.
Alright. I'll try to be up there in a few minutes. Right now I'm talking to your grandma about something.
The only thing I don't have is the jacuzzi in my bathroom.
Alright?
Have a step-up tub. But my house is
No, don't time him out, Apex Trail. Ban him.
That's in her house in
I think I'll do it myself.
I'll be up there in a few.
Okay. We just hit him. Mm. This is BS. I don't know why the frick. I don't know why the frick this dude won't leave me alone. You've literally been exposed. There's a diss track from me on you because you're a pedophile. There's multiple people confirming that you're a pedophile. You literally have your friends in my stream. Literally, I don't know how many damn people have came around saying that no. Your name was Bend Over. Your name is literally the biggest troll name ever. If that's not showing a pedophile, I don't know what is. The fact that your profile is on the internet as a registered sex offender, but somehow didn't spend a single second in prison, makes no sense. You should honestly be in prison for the rest of your damn life and be rotting in hell. The fact that this nigga came in my stream and told me and my dad to give him sex. Honestly. What happened? What happened, Apex Pro? What happened, bro? I'm just... I mean, sex isn't bad. I mean, homosexual sex is bad. Pedophile sex is bad. Sex before marriage might be bad. I mean, depends on how you look at it. If you look at it from the Christian standpoint, then it is. Unfortunately, I already broke that. Luckily, I repented, but still. I mean, he's a grown old man, and I am 15 years old. Like, I mean, Dad, am I lying here? He literally told me give him sex, and then told me to tell my dad give him sex. Dad, weren't you there when this happened? Please tell him that I'm telling the truth. I'm dead serious. Yeah, unfortunately, I told them to do something about it, but they were like, well, we did something like this before. No, this dude's a pedophile. The other dudes were just haters. I feel like they just don't understand the difference. I mean, honestly, man. I mean, I told Grandma that she needed to contact them and do whatever she needed to do. Yep, you are appreciated, Apex Pro. I only was able to play one game today because frickin', I'm so tired. And then this happens, and now I don't even feel like sleeping because of the fact that I'm like kinda creeped out now. I'm like completely creeped out now. Like, this dude is back denying everything that happened, even though I have video frickin' evidence of it happening, have a whole frickin' diss track about it happening, have a bunch of video evidence that it happened, have a bunch of Dad, I don't even know if that's true to be not what you're saying isn't true. I mean like what the police are saying is true. Because like why would the police say that? The man already basically has a paper trail. Doesn't he? Like he's already been convicted and found guilty, so he's a rapist. A child rapist as well. I literally got in contact with the person he raped. They're actually currently subscribed to this channel. And their friends are too. Well, not raped, sexually assaulted. Wow. Yeah, that's kind of crap, to be honest. That is complete crap. I mean, honestly, I feel like, Dad, did they at any point ask if I was black at all? Did they at any point ask about anything about skin color? Because honestly, if they did, then I think they're BSing us. The thing is, they would have to somehow contact people from wherever that guy is at. And crap, and did they find out who that guy was, Dad? Did they find out that he was convicted, or like, did they find record of him? Like, how did they not have a paper trail if he was convicted there? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But still. I mean, Dad, you do have to admit that it's complete bullcrap. And Dad, can you believe right before you got here, he was talking about, you know that's not true. Because you know what else I figured out, Dad? Not only does he hate autistic people, he hates people of all special needs. He hates special needs kids. Yeah, I agree, Dad. I mean, I wouldn't agree that, I mean, the way it's said that the family tried to set the ball and the decision was made not to move forward, but I mean, I wouldn't say, I don't know if dumb is the right word. I mean, I think the action is dumb, but it's kind of sounds kind of insulting. Even though I know I know what you're saying and you're not saying it to be insulting, but like, I don't know, it's kind of insulting. I don't know why. It just, I don't know, the word dumb just sounds bad in this situation, you know? I'm not saying like you're trying to insult family, but like, it just sounds bad, to be honest. It might just be how I'm taking it, but still, it does sound bad at this point. But I do agree with that point. I just think it sounds kind of bad. But yay, time to wait another. Something I said. Oh. Oh, my bad, my bad. Oh, my bad, Dad. My bad. I completely misinterpreted that. My fault, sorry. I completely misinterpreted that. Yeah, but that is dumb, because the fact that they have to go through that much more work just to get somebody who's an already registered rapist, a child rapist, a pedophile, a registered pedophile. The fact that they need our state, a state that he's never been in, reported to. Wow. Yeah, I get what you're saying. My bad, I misinterpreted that. That's my fault. It might be because I'm tired. I am hella tired right now. They actually had halfway decent mac and cheese for school lunch today. The mac and cheese was actually decent. I wasn't gonna eat the broccoli that was with it though, because the broccoli that was in the other section of the food, like there was two halves, and like, well, and it was like half of it was broccoli, but it was steamed broccoli, so I didn't want it. But the mac and cheese was actually not completely terrible. I'll be right back, guys. I'm back. Eating a little fettuccine. I wouldn't say risks aren't worth taking at all. I would just say that risk isn't worth taking because I'm not trying to get arrested. Do you use the app? Hardly ever. Have you ever had the police come to your location from the app? So you just get the 4-digit code every single time within 10 seconds. You've been idle for too long. be right back. I'm back. Hey Rex Pro, you gonna get back on the system? Alright guys, I'm gonna get off the stream because it is 9 o'clock, after 9. I am starting to get tired, and I'm not saying I'm gonna get off the system. I might not, but I do need to start getting ready to relax. So peace out guys. Everybody's sure I might talk to you later. Later today, I should say. I will talk to you later, but maybe not today. I don't know.